to know how to read a balance sheet in order to work the stock market?
No, you don't need to read a balance sheet. And the whole point with balance sheets today, there's so many different accounting rules and things you can put off balance sheet and on. I don't know how much benefit you get from reading a balance sheet these days because companies do weird and wonderful things with them. For me, the price, if something is going up, the stock's moving up from 50 to 60, 70, 80, that's telling me that something good is happening. If it reverses happening, it's going down. So the balance sheet isn't telling me that what the actual price is. The price is more important to me than the balance sheet.
Can you just rely on technical analysis and sentiment when it comes to working the markets?
I think you can, and I think the important one when we say technical analysis, we actually talk about price. So very much price driven. I think if you're price driven, you will do pretty well. You're going to get caught out. Things are going to happen, around elections or referendums and things like that. You can get some weird and wonderful spikes. But on the whole, by watching the price and going with the trend, you're going to be okay most of the time.
So if you can read a balance sheet and you're reading the profit and loss statement, does that help you understand a company?
Well, there's lots of companies, Alex. Now, I'll give you some ideas. I invest in a lot of pharmaceuticals and biotech companies. These biotech companies have never made a penny. All they do is raise money, they're loss-making, and in fact, I've got companies that the more they seem to lose, the better the price does. So you reading the balance sheet saying, oh my gosh, this company is just burning through cash, it's losing money, but the balance sheet isn't showing you that they've got drugs in development, and if these drugs get approved, then they can be taken over by another company. So, the balance sheet doesn't always work, especially with more speculative companies, with companies, Uber's not listed, but an example of something like Uber's losing money. People think, oh, Amazon until recently never made a profit. It was just reinvesting all the time. So if you looked at the balance sheet of Amazon, you think, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Yeah, it's been one of the best share performers because that model has been, they've just been reinvesting all the money.